So here we go. This is the haul of interesting items that they found this week. And clearly the property that they've cleared was potentially the home of somebody that was in the dental industry. Now, whether this was as a dentist or whether it was somebody that just made false teeth or whatever it was. But what was interesting, when we started looking through this stuff, and we've only looked through a very small amount of it so far and has found this interesting, was that we found some boxes that had been sent off to a dental place in Nottingham back in the day, and these dated back to sort of the late 40s and early 50s and all the rest of it. So what's quite interesting about this is, well, dental stuff is actually quite collectible. We've sold many items in the past at prestige auctions, and what you do find is people like to collect false teeth. So it comes under the genre of scientific collectibles, and you can find these on places like eBay, etc. But what I want to have a look at here today is some of the old ways that people did things, because this is quite interesting. First of all, if you look at this, so this piece here that they used back in the day to hold the molds of people's teeth and all the rest of it was actually made of brass. So this thing here will actually, sort of lift up and down in sort of an eating way. You just wouldn't see this sort of thing anymore. Now, what I found quite interesting, now I know everybody's teeth can be different, but I think if you go back in time, if you look at some of the teeth formations, I thought this one in particular. So this one here, when you look at this, look at the way all the teeth were. The teeth were in all sorts of different directions and sticking out, particularly this one here. And you can see that the work that the dental person has done just on this with the wires and everything, maybe a little bit, not so much quite like the modern braces and things, but this kind of shows you the work that they had to do, and it was a lot of work. I mean, if anyone can actually remember the days, and it'd be interesting to let us know in the comments, did you remember having the plaster casts poured into your mouth to actually see what your teeth looked like, so they could do different things for braces or crowns or whatever they was doing back then? But you look at some of these other formations, and these are quite cool, but it's just the work that was done. The work that was done, especially with all this metal and this sort of metal wire. Now, I don't know much about this one here. This one looks like the cast was done and never taken apart. I mean, maybe you could tell me different on that. But do you know what? These are just so super cool. And this is the sort of things that you can find in house clearances. Now, of course, yes, are we going to sell them? Of course we are. People are interested in this sort of stuff. Now, we went on to find these as well, which I thought these were quite interesting. So now I can't find anything much about these on the internet. DSD Easy Set. Now, I'm not quite sure if these are crowns or if they were teeth that were used for false teeth. But when you look here, these teeth are stuck onto basically like a wax. So you can actually pull the tooth off like that. You can see there. Looks more like a false tooth sort of thing. And then if that one the right size, stick it back on. So there you go. So you've got all those teeth there and all these ones here. So you've got all the different kinds of teeth that you would get. Now, obviously, you can see these are sort of got different sizes and things. But when you look up here, well, there's another box full of them as well, and we found several of these in the clearance that we've done, and then even into more bags of them like that. So you've got the front teeth, the back teeth, and all the rest of it. But like I say, lots of people would look at this in a box in the auction room, and straight away they would go, oh my God, oh, I'm not touching those. Well, absolutely don't do that, because if you see things like this in an auction room, they're going to make money. They're not necessarily going to make a whole lot of money in the auction room, but if you take these to the right places, to the internet and all the rest of it, mark my words, there is going to be people that collect these items. So, oh, thank you. There are going to be people that collect these items because people like old scientific stuff, teeth and all the rest of it. and you know, this is just a fantastic collection. Well, this is going to be going under the hammer at Prestige Auctions very soon, and we're looking forward to selling all this stuff. I love selling interesting items. You know, when you're selling the same old things, settees and cookers and all the rest of it, and then you get a load of interesting old scientific stuff come through the door, then this is going to be interesting for me to sell. Now, the other thing is as well, we've got a lot of boxes to go through from this house clearance. I mean, dozens of them. So there's bound to be more stuff. So I'm hoping that we get a nice little collection of teeth and molds, and hopefully maybe some dental tools, because some of those can be quite collectible as well. So there you go, a collection of old dentistry stuff coming into the auction very, very soon. If you are interested in these, then you can bid from away. Even though we don't do online bidding, since we've been doing YouTube, we've started taking people have rang us up, registered at the auction, and then they buy stuff in the general sale by watching the video on YouTube. They've leave the commission bids, we bid on their behalf, they watch the video on YouTube, and then of course what we are then doing is doing a pack and send service. Well, of course there is a cost for that, but we've had one or two people come start doing this already. A gentleman in Wales is bidding most weeks now, and he found us on the internet and on YouTube. So absolutely, get involved with the auctions. Even if you live away, don't think that means you can't bid, because you can. So there you go. One last look at this. One last look at the brass piece at the back. Look at that. This was probably state of the art back in the day. And once again, who remembers having all of that stuff poured into their mouth back in the day? It really wasn't the nicest of experiences, but it's one of those things that happened. To get to where we are today, we had to go somewhere else, and that's the same with everything. So if teeth is your thing, this could be the auction for you. Or maybe you could just be making yourself a set of gnashers up for Halloween that's coming up, and this way you will enjoy Halloween a little bit more by knowing that you made the items yourself. So there you go. Don't forget to hit that all-important subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up if you like this video, and we'll look forward to catching you at the next one.